Hello there and welcome to Heart Explained Therapy, and I'm going to tell you a good life hack on how to basically feel better, feel happier with your circumstances. You see, you'll find a lot of philosophy, a lot of self-help books will make you try and alter your reality. It will teach you how to alter your reality in the fact that how to make a goal plan, maybe a photographic board of all your dreams, and how to sort of do habits that are going to change your reality in the future. But unfortunately, I think there's a problem because your reality at the moment won't change. So I like to spin this on its head and say that it's not actually your reality at the moment that needs to change. It's the way that you perceive it, the feelings that it sort of, brings to you. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to stay in this struggling position forever. If it's, you haven't got much money, if you're not in the right job, if you're in the wrong relationship, all these sort of issues, if you're struggling to save up for a mortgage or even rented place and you're living with parents or you're not in a relationship, it's the way that your feelings are interacting with this event that is actually stopping the change. Now, the habits and the behaviours that create an alternative reality on the external world actually starts within. You need to clear your head. You need to feel better. Lots of psychology and self-help sort of stuff that you'll find actually bombards you with lots of stuff that you have to do on top of you feeling mentally shit and having low self-esteem. So when you have low self-esteem and you're mentally basically just feeling crap and down and anxious and depressed, you're not going to be able to, let's say, go out for a walk and read a book and do these things that self-help books, they're telling the truth. You do need to do this at some point too, but you can't find the motivation to do this. This is why you've brought a self-help book, and they don't seem to tell you how to get these feelings without changing your external reality, and that's not possible until you change within here. So how can we look at bad stuff differently? How can we feel different to a bad situation? Now, let's take one biggest worry that I think most average human beings get is financial worries. You just don't seem to have enough money. You pay the bills and then you've got nothing left, and month after month it can just be a survival. Now, the modern day psychology will tell you to cut back on your costas every week. Stop getting that magazine and that treat. Sell the finance card, get out of the payment process and buy a second-hand £200 car. Now, unfortunately, you feel depressed, and this stuff that they're talking about makes you feel good, and you take away that, you're going to add to that depression. Your car's going to break down. You're going to wish that you had that nice sporty Mercedes that you had 3 months ago. So they're telling you to do something based on the fact that you can't physically do this, because the Costa gives you a serotonin hit that pulls you out of this experience. Now, in the long term, you can do these good, strong financial decisions because you're going to work on this bit inside. You're going to build up your esteem to make a more rational and logical choice on your, poverty, your expression, your money troubles. How do we change this? So we've got to first of all have a look on how we look at money and how the problem of money affects us. Now, remember, there's the power of perception on everything. You can choose how you view something. Now, you might have a very negative look at money, or you might think that you have a very positive outlook at money. there'll be something that you connect with money which is actually doing you harm, and there's some simple things that you can do to change that. When you complete a transaction, let's say you externally give away money, see as not a big energy sort of thing. Don't view the world as I've paid all my direct debits, that's all I do, and now I've got to survive. View that transaction as I have comfortably paid all my direct debits. That gives me a roof over my head, it gives me the car, it makes sure I can go to work, it makes sure I can see friends and family, it gives me electric, it gives me food. Look at the perspective of how that can be turned into a very positive thing if somebody in a different life, which is definitely true, doesn't have that. Look at what it brings to you positively rather than what you presume it to be negatively. And it's just a simple shift where you can say, you know what, I'm paying that debt off. That debt will be gone in a year, 2 years time. It's a struggle now, it's a temporary struggle, but I'm getting somewhere, I'm moving forward. It is temporary and it's not going to be forever. And it's just a slight shift of the way that you view it. And this in time takes away the horrible reason why you need to go and spend more money in the future on these little tiny sort of highs. You know, you'll order something just because you're feeling sad and you want to have a little treat come through the door, and you don't really need it, you just want that feeling. And it's you can do this with everything else. If you live with your parents and you want to save up enough money, but at the moment you can't, you're stuck in a financial situation, how can we tackle this one? Power of perception. What you would be doing at the time is, oh my god, my life is over, this is terrible, I can't stand living with my mum and dad, they have these rules and I just want to live on my own, I just want to leave the pizza box on the sofa, I just want to not make my bed, or whatever's going on. Again, negative out here, a negative outlook. It's going to make you feel crap inside here. It's going to make you raggy and aggy to your parents. It's going to cause an atmosphere subconsciously, even if you don't say it out loud. Again, using the power of perception, you start to look at what this experience is for you. Right, when I get my own place in 6 months, 12 months time, I'm going to make sure that I am now financially stable, never to have to come back to my parents. I'm not going to let them circumstances happen again. I'm not going to, be so unconscious in my actions. Another way you could look at it is be grateful that you're in that experience. Some people would never have parents to fall back on. You have that experience and they provide a bed for you, a bed that they just want you to make, and look at it as in, you have to follow their rules. It's something that you need to do and master in this short amount of time, which again is temporary, nothing stays forever. And just these subtle paradigm shifts will make you feel internally more positive and better, and it will make you see more opportunities. It will make you grow and go and get the stuff that the books and the videos currently tell you to get, without telling you any of the little tricks and the tools how to feel better to avoid the negative crap that is what you want to change. And I've said a couple of times now how something is only temporary. Think back in your life, no matter what age you was, did any singular event ever stay forever? I mean, you could say that you've always had the same mum, brother and sister, dad. You've always had the same sort of friendships, but if you really break down past that sort of one singular barrier, your job has probably changed a lot, unless you stayed in the same job, but then the dynamics of the job has changed, and the relationships that you've had in that job as with work colleagues and your role in that job. Just when you think that everything feels forever, you'll see that it actually seems to change, like it's constantly moving and changing. changing and evolving, and all of a sudden you've got one certain plan that seems to be the plan, and then the plan changes and gets ripped up and you're on course for a brand new plan. And I think this is one of the human beings' problems, is that we don't actually like change. We want everything to be pretty settled, and we don't want to be sort of insecure in our environment and in our sort of actions in everyday life, and we're just trying to sort of control that. And because it is so sort of moving up and down, and sidewinders are coming in and hurricanes are blowing over, and then stillness is there, because it is so sort of fluctuating as nature intended to be, we sort of, you know, push against this, and this causes the craziness, and this causes the internal fogginess, if you like, and internal sadness that is like, oh God, I just want to be settled, I just want security, and I just want this list to sort of be sorted. And you're not going to get that with your sort of irrational outlook on life, and you're certainly not going to feel good with your irrational outlook on life being so technically wrong in the first place, but also so negative, and how it's that negative outlook that makes you feel bad. That's causing you to feel bad, and it's just, first of all, it's not needed, and it's probably not true. The pain that you believe that you're suffering on the external event is just a small part of your life that in a sad sort of way could get worse, and is definitely going to get worse if you don't work on these specific tasks and this inner dialogue and this switch up to positivity and how to feel better to get something externally. And it's not just about hoping for magic and thinking that you'll get a Ferrari is going to put a Ferrari on your drive. It's like working hard. This is a battle in the morning with your own mind to stay out of the fog that doesn't make you motivated. You've got to fight against that. You've got to sort of get the motivation before the demotivation gets you. And this can be done with simple processes, walks, showers, and all the stuff that the videos tell you to do. But if you don't work on this inner bit first, and the way that you look at the world, then you are so paralysed mentally with what you will call mental health. You're not going to move. You're not going to get as far as your couch, or you're going to be acting sort of using 20% of the energy that your mind and your body could actually produce, because you just feel lousy. You just feel like, what's the point? And I think this internal bit is crucial to fix, to try and run at your full capacity. Your full capacity is actually, it's got no limit to it. It's actually a large amount of energy that's just being wasted with negative, dark stuff. And if you hone into this and you sort of work this out for yourself, you'll be able to take this into your life and get the reality that other people seem to have. And again, make sure that you don't get lost into that reality, staying there forever, or you know, having an achievement that's going to just bring you happiness. Life isn't like that. It's not that simple. It's just always changing, and really you've got to be the most intelligent, adaptive creature that you can be to survive.